Hey everybody, so today we're going to go ahead and show you our nighttime routine when we don't have a night shift nurse. So we're going to go ahead and just start off with Leena's bath, a little bit of playtime before I head off to sleep here. So I went to bed at 6:15, laid down for a little bit, and then I go ahead and get up and get started with the night. So here we go. And there's a nice view of my ceiling. My alarm went off then at 8:45. I got up and I went downstairs. I took the dogs out. And then I'm going to go ahead and show you how I make my coffee. So it's just an iced coffee from Starbucks. It's a pre-made little packet. I use that, mix it with some water and some ice. Then I also use the Starbucks white chocolate mocha creamer and mix all that up just to give myself a little bit of a caffeine boost before I get starting into the night. Once my caffeine's all ready to go, I'm going to go ahead and make Leena's feed for the next 24 hours. So I'm going to walk over here to the dishwasher. It has a sanitize and clean cycle, so it cleans all of them and it sanitizes all of the bottles for us. This is a full 2 days plus of bottles sanitized. So we'll go ahead and use these to go ahead and make her feed. To prep 24 hours of Leena's feed, we go ahead and use the Dr. Brown's pitcher. This is honestly a lifesaver. We're going ahead and put 900 milliliters of water in here, and then we add in her formula. She does get some supplemental breast milk too, but primarily formula, just so that we can control her calories and make sure she's getting everything that she needs. Right now, Leena gets 24 calories per ounce, so we'll go ahead and measure out the right amount of formula based on our dietitian's recipe, which is 1.5 normal measuring cups and then 1 scoop of Neosure. This pitcher can't really handle much more than this, so I wouldn't recommend if your child eats more, then you need to break it out a little bit better than this, just because the pitcher very nearly overflows. And then once it's all mixed up, we just go ahead and fill up all of her bottles. This makes 7 individual feeds. And then I go ahead and feed the dogs.
And the next thing that I'm going to go ahead and do is I have to take my meds at nighttime. So no shame or anything like that. Sorry, dogs are eating behind me. Check on your mom friends. Make sure they're good. Make sure they're okay. Don't hate on them. If they need help, make sure that they get some help. I'm on anti-anxiety, antidepressant meds. Also, I take vitamin C. Yes, they're gummies because I'm an adult child. And I take Zyrtec. But yeah, check on your mom friends. This is a reminder, take your meds if you haven't already. All right, so I just brought her feed up. I put it in her little mini fridge down there to keep it cold. And my mom started the 9 o'clock feed before she just left. My mom was really great. She was over here and she let us sleep for like 2 or 3 hours. That way I could get up and do from 9 o'clock till 1:30. So she started her 9 o'clock feed. So I'm gonna go ahead and give her 9 o'clock meds. So she gets 2 different ones. They're both suspensions. Well, one's a suspension, sorry. This one's a pill that you dilute into water. And then you push it through her G-tube extension set. So I'll show you how to do that. She's getting her feed at the same time. So that's the pump running back there. So to give her the meds, you just go in here and you have to pause the pump. Have her meds, make sure they're mixed up real well. And I'm gonna flip you around.
So this is her extension set. This is the feed that's going into it. This connects to her G-tube. So this is a clamp. We'll go ahead and clamp it shut so that the feed doesn't go everywhere. You open up the med port here. You take the syringe, which are just plastic syringes, and you connect it to the med port. And then we'll go ahead and push the feed in, or I'm sorry, the med in after you unclamp this. And then if you try to push it without unclamping, it kind of goes everywhere. So we'll go ahead and then clamp after you're done. And then you switch out to the other syringe, do the same thing. And then at the end of the meds, then you have to make sure that you unclamp it and restart her feed. Otherwise, either the pump will yell at you for not starting it, or if you try to start it and it's not unclamped, then the feed and everything will get mad at you too. So there's a lot to remember. Important part, always unclamp or reclamp.
So I just took her feed, or I'm sorry, just took her meds, restarted her feed. She got a little upset when she woke up. She heard me, and so calmed her down, turned on her little sound machine. So I'm gonna go ahead and plug in our lights so I can open up the door because her room gets a little bit warm in here. So right now it's like 76. And with her being a chronic lung baby. They run hot, their metabolisms are really high, so they just get hot easily. So I'm gonna go ahead and open up the door. We have a door to our balcony. And it'll just help us cool down her room and be out here. So there we go. All right, so I'm sitting outside on the balcony, a little bit cooler, cool down her room. Can still hear her. All of her alarms and stuff are there. I'm good to go. Watching my best friend live stream on YouTube. So I'll link her in the description down below. But yeah, so now we're just gonna sit here, listen, watch for any alarms, and just make sure that Leena's doing good. This is alarming, so you can also see what the vent looks like. So right now it's saying that there was a circuit disconnection because her leak is high. So see how it's 88% leak. So Leena does pretty good. She doesn't necessarily need all of this, the vent support all of the time. But when she falls asleep, she tends to get a leak. So that just means that we have to go up here and adjust her cuff. This is the cuff. So this inflates around her, inner trachea. So I just gotta get a syringe with some water and put some more into her cuff so that it stops alarming, and then just hit that to silence it. And now you can see that the leak's going down, showing is 18 now and 0. Respiratory rate comes down too. You see that it's 22. So she's all good now. All right, so her feed is done. That's what's beeping right now. So I'm gonna grab some, oh, there we go. So I'm gonna hand sanitize real quick. Stop this. And I'll show you what it's like to do with her feed. All right, so this is her feed pump. So it's showing that she got her full volume. Yeah, so I'm just gonna go ahead and turn it off. Open this up. It undoes this, so it's all looped around there. And because it was her 9 o'clock feed, this bag is done, so she gets a new bag at midnight. So I'm just gonna go ahead and clamp this and disconnect, put the lid on, and then this just goes right into the trash. You get a new feed bag every 24 hours. So I'm over here laying in the corner of Leena's nursery. Back here is her bookcase, and I just kind of set up my own little comfy, cozy corner. The door to the outside is open to cool down her room, and still watching this live stream. So I'm just gonna keep hanging out. I have to get up and change out her Paul socks and change her diaper and stuff here in a second. But right now, this is just what I'm doing. All right, so it's midnight, so I'm gonna go ahead and prep her midnight feed. So she gets her feed and she gets potassium at midnight. So I'm gonna change her diaper, change her Paul socks, do all of that all at the same time. That way I don't have to bug her too much. All right, so I got her feed in, so I'm gonna go ahead and do her pulse ox now. So her pulse ox, it's a thing that measures oxygen in the blood. In case you don't know what that is, it's like when you go to the doctor and they put that thing on your finger and they watch and whatever. So it gives her heart rate and her oxygenation level. So that's what this machine does. So this will just tell you this is her heart rate right now. This is what she's oxygenating at, so 98, which is really good for her. And so it goes on her foot, but you have to alternate every couple hours where it's located, because her skin's so sensitive that even that little red light, and if it's on there for too long, it can cause skin breakdown. It can cause a burn. Actually, she's had that happen one time, where the red light actually burned her skin because it was on for like 4 hours. So we have to just change it frequently, and I'm gonna go ahead and show you how to do that. Alright, now we're gonna do her diaper. So because again, like her sensitive skin, she uses Pamper Pure. So they're like the unscented, really gentle ones, as well as the Pamper Pure wipes. And then she always gets Aquaphor put on her as like a diaper rash type cream, just to protect her skin and keep her from getting any sort of like skin breakdown and things again, because she's, like I said, her skin. So I'm gonna go ahead and change her diaper, which I will not show you, and then I will do her meds. So I started her feed, and she gets potassium then at midnight too, but we like to make sure she has some food in her belly before she gets her potassium, because the potassium can make her stomach really upset if it's given on an empty stomach. So we like to get her feed in for about 10 minutes or so, and then I push that med, and then she's a much happier camper. So I'm gonna go ahead and change her diaper, and then I'll get her potassium ready. Okay, so I just gave her potassium. She is in the bed and she is awake right now. So I typically expect that because I changed her diaper, moved her pulse ox, all of that. And so hopefully you'll go back to sleep soon. And then I'm gonna go ahead and clean up over here. So we have some syringes and everything, and I'm just gonna go ahead and wipe everything down with like kind of like a Clorox wipe basically. And we're gonna go ahead and clean all of that up, wipe down all of her equipment and everything, just to keep everything sanitary, clean, just to protect her from anything. So we're gonna go ahead and do that, and then I will check back in a bit. Alright, so I cleaned that all up. If someday you guys want like a room tour or something, I can totally do that and break everything down so you know what everything is and where everything's at. So just leave a comment down below if you want to see that, or if you have any specific questions. We'll be trying to post more content here. So the next thing I'm going to go ahead and do is clean off her syringes. So we do reuse the syringes. They're plastic. They are not like the metal like needle syringes at all. They are just plastic for on her G-tube and in her cuff. So we do reuse them, wash them out with hot water, and then do that. They're not sterile environments. The stomach isn't sterile, so it doesn't have to be sterile, but we do clean and then we sterilize them once a week as well. So I'm going to go ahead and clean all of those. I lay out a new paper towel, and then we put all the paper towels and the syringes on here, and I'll lay out a new paper towel and wash the syringes, so I'll show you that now. Alright, so all the syringes are put away on the grass so they can dry completely before we have to use them again. The only next thing I need to do is just make sure that her like vitals and stuff are all good. So it's like
it's kind of like a vitals check like in a hospital a nurse would do. I don't have to write it down or track it. I just want to like know for my own sake like where we start and end the day with. So she's awake right now. So her oxygen 99, 134 is her heart rate. She's just kind of moving around. It's kind of low for an awake heart rate, high for an asleep. So she's kind of in between them both. Then looking at her event, so her respiration, I'd show you, but like it's just down there. So she has her 30s, her suction there. I did just suction her. I probably should have shown you that, but I didn't. Yeah, so everything I would normally like restock, but we don't need to restock. We did that the other day. So a lot of her medical supplies are kept back there, along with her board to track all of her things. But the next thing I need to do is take her temperature. So I just use this guy. It's like a thermal. So it's not like super accurate, but it's enough to tell you if you need to do like further evaluation. So like you would just put up to the forehead and beep, and then it shows you what your temperature is. So I'm just gonna go ahead and do that. And then I'm gonna let her try to fall back asleep. I'm gonna go back over into my little corner. Now that the room's mostly cooled down, I'm gonna go ahead and close the door. That way we are good to go and settled in. I will be handing off here at 1 o'clock, 1:30ish. So this will probably be my last check-in. But if you have any questions, please feel free to leave them in the comments below. If you like this kind of video, we can do more of them, like the day, or we can do her general morning or evening routine, things like that. So just let me know if you want us to keep filming. Thank you so much for watching and have a great day.